Hey guys, so for those of you who are hustling every day trying to build your business, you probably heard of something called Nootropics. This is something I found very helpful as a tool to focus more, get more done in a day, and just think more effectively. The best way I can describe Nootropics in general is just increasing the processing power of your brain. And that's going to change depending on what nootropics we're talking about here. Just to clarify, nootropics are just drugs that make your brain work better. Legal drugs, by the way. I'm not talking about any cocaine or whatever you want, DMT, any of that stuff. DMT would not be the drug to take to get more work done. But I'm gonna talk about two that I found the most effective. One, the Racetams, made popular by Tim Ferriss and Dave Asprey of Bulletproof, and also Adrafinil. That's the legal version of modafinil, which you need a prescription for. And just a disclaimer, I'm just some guy on the internet, okay? Do your own research on any of these substances before you put them in your body. Definitely don't just take what I say and go buy this stuff and ingest it without researching it and knowing the potential downsides and anything like that. Everything that I'm mentioning in this video is anecdotally safe, has been around for 30, 40 years. People have been using it in this manner for decades at a time without minimal or very low reported side effects, but that's up to you to decide. Do your own research and make sure that it's right for you. So first one is the Racetams. This is probably the most popular nootropic stack out here. So this one's called Aniracetam. It is, I'd consider it to be the cleanest version of the Racetams. Basically, it just increases the processing power of your brain by, I'd say, like 15%. Like noticeable, kind of like coffee. But unlike coffee, it's not gonna make you really jittery. I find if I drink too much coffee, then I'm actually counterproductive and I'm not able to focus as much. Whereas Aniracetam, it's very easy to just like stay focused on track on something, but you still get that little brain boost. I like to mix this with a couple other types of Racetams. This one is phenylpiracetam. This is the strongest version of the Racetams. You need less than 10% of the amount of this as you do of Aniracetam, the one I just showed you. I like to mix like a half dose of this with like a 3/4 dose of that. And then to finish off that Racetam stack, this is alpha GPC. It's a source of choline. Some people apparently they get headaches when they take Racetams because the Racetams deplete choline in your brain. Nothing to really be concerned about. This is a source of choline. And if you're one of those people that gets headaches when you take Racetams, then you should mix it with choline. That is my first favorite one. My second favorite one, probably actually my number one, is Adrafinil. That is right here in this little stuff, some little pink powder. Doesn't taste very good, but I think it's a little bit more effective than the Racetams. One disclaimer about Adrafinil is that it is not quite as good and as pure as modafinil, but Adrafinil, like I said earlier, is a cousin of modafinil. So basically, Adrafinil has to be converted into modafinil by your liver, and therefore some people hypothesize that it's not very good for your liver. Again, that's a lot of anecdotal evidence. All of these nootropics, there's actually not a whole lot of studies out there and stuff to really prove this stuff. I would caution against taking Adrafinil too often because it might be bad for your liver, but I find it more effective. It lasts a lot longer than Aniracetam. I think it's a little bit more effective. Unlike Aniracetam, it puts me into a bit of a flow state, so increased brain processing power, but also a flow state where the ideas are just kind of putting themselves in place, things are flowing really smoothly. Kind of like if you ever gone downhill skiing, or you're just like, you're having the best sports game of your life, you know, maybe you're really into volleyball and you're just having the best game and you're just in the flow zone. Nothing else matters in the world, right? That's a similar feeling what Adrafinil gives you when you're getting your work done. When you're building your business, you're trying to come up with some new system or figure out some problem, you're in that same flow state and things are flowing smoothly and you get doing the right things more effectively. Hopefully this helped you understand those a little bit. Again, just do your own research on those things. So again, that is the Racetam stack, Aniracetam, bit of phenylpiracetam, and a bit of alpha GPC or any other choline source will work for that one. That's stack number one. I'm not gonna tell you guys doses because you should do your research on doses. Always start smaller than you think with the doses, just a test. I don't want to tell you what you should put in your body. It's going to be different if you're bigger or smaller or more tolerant to it or whatever. The last one I mentioned that puts you into that flow state is Adrafinil. Be more careful with this one. Do not take it as often as you might take Aniracetam because potentially it's bad for your liver, but this one is my favorite. So hopefully this helped you guys out and play safe.